What is going on at the NovaCare complex? Rumors persist. We'll talk about it next on the PHLY Eagles podcast. Here from Fran Duffy. We got to keep going.
I just felt like.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the PHLY Eagles podcast, live from the Xfinity studio and presented by Bet365 and Ashley. But Wulf, EJ Smith, Brandon Graham just walks out. Good time. From Unblocked to the PHLY Eagles podcast, we are here. Let's get into it. We've got Fran Duffy on the line. Senior Bowl practice about to begin, so we are getting him live on the show for the next 10 to 15 minutes to talk draft stuff. We will get to the conversation in the chat as well. But let's go right now to the Xfinity Mobile call-in line and welcome in our friend, Fran Duffy. Oh, with a field view, Fran. How you doing?
Doing great, guys. It's the last day of practice down here in Mobile. So a little bittersweet, but also excited to be heading home, too.
What'd you do last night?
Watched some tape, had some wings, and
some
watched
wings.
some more tape. What's that?
Where are you getting the wings from?
A local
free
place.
advertising? Okay.
Close to the hotel. Yeah, a local place close to the hotel. I didn't go nuts last night.
All right, let's get to the guys who you have been watching over the past couple days, and these are some of the players that you wanted to touch on from yesterday's action. Max Ihanachor, who we talked about on whatever day it was. I don't know what day it is.
Don't ask me. I have no idea.
Whatever it is, the Arizona State offensive lineman had a bit of a poppy day.
Yeah, so on Tuesday's practice, the first day of practice, it was a little bit up and down. And then when you watched him yesterday, I thought he really bounced back. The tape was really good from Wednesday's action. So I'm excited to see, can he finish off strong here? You talk about his size. He's 6'5.5", close to 6'6", over 320 pounds, and he moves really, really well. So all the traits to develop. Again, this is a player, if you missed the segment earlier this week, that has not played a ton of football, did not play football until he got to the junior college level. Has played only right tackle, but extremely athletic. He's got outstanding physical traits. So a guy that you can develop, to me, looks like a future starter. The traits are all there for him to be that level of player, potentially a high-quality one. So I'm interested to see what he looks like today if he can continue that positive momentum.
And you're still thinking this is a guy who's like late first?
I think he's got the traits to be. And that's the thing is I would expect that he's going to go to the combine. He's going to blow the doors off that. And so we're going to start to hear more about Ihanachor's name. Because if you have a good Senior Bowl and then you have a good combine at that size, at that position, those guys usually go top 40, top 50.
Comment in the chat says, Fran looks stoned as hell.
No, not the case. No. I did have, yeah.
It's because the sun is in your eyes. You're squinting.
The sun, and look, I had a brisket sandwich about an hour ago. So I might be feeling a little bit of something, but it's definitely not stoned.
All right, who is Malachi Fields, the wide receiver who made a big play yesterday?
Yeah, he's a wide receiver from Notre Dame. Now, he began his career at Virginia, and if you go into the draft guide, the Diehard draft guide, you can get the whole background on Fields. But he was a high school quarterback who played right away as a wide receiver, so made the position switch. They put him on the field, and he was productive right away, a big part of the offense. I've been hearing about this kid from his former Virginia teammates for years. They've all been raving about him. He transfers to Notre Dame this past year, was one of their top receivers in that offense. He's a big kid. He gets after it as a blocker. He can go up and get it. He honestly has made one of the best catches I've ever seen down here at the Senior Bowl yesterday in practice. You can find it on social media where it was a deep post route, and he had to adjust, looked it in through his eyelids, and finished down the field. Had to adjust his track to go and find it, made the catch through the ground. Phenomenal catch. And again, for a bigger player who can block, there's a lot to like, certainly, about Malachi Fields.
Oh, you said he could block, and all of a sudden EJ's
my ears perked up a little bit there. So I guess, I was going to ask about the Eagles fit. I got my answer right there.
And what do you was this like? This is a day 2 guy?
Yeah, I think to me when I looked at him in the summer, I thought, you're probably looking like round 3, round 4. I know there are some that really like him. I'm pretty sure Daniel Jeremiah had him in his top 50. It might even be in his mock draft that he dropped earlier this week. Now, so I didn't quite see him there, but he has been one of the best receivers down here, certainly. I would say it's probably not a great wide receiver group for the Senior Bowl, like by Senior Bowl standards, but I would say he's been one of the best 2 or 3 here, certainly this week.
Now, Fran, how about Caleb Banks, another defensive tackle out of Florida? What's he shown you down there?
Yeah, this is a guy that was one of my top players in the country coming into the season. Now, he only played 3 games. He played 1 game early on in the fall and then was put on the shelf. He had foot surgery, came back, which is actually that's a nice marker there for, in his court, is that he came back to play for a Florida team that was not good and had fired their coach and fought to come back and play. But you're talking about a guy who's a 5th-year senior, 320 plus pounds, had a pretty major foot injury that cost him a lot of the last 12 months. And so what kind of player are you getting? I was interested to see what he would look like down here. A little bit of a lackluster first day, very similar to Hianator, but then he comes out yesterday. One-on-ones was still just okay, but in the team periods, I thought he really popped. He's a ready-made run defender with pass rush upside. So I'm excited to see what Banks looks like out here today as well.
Before we get to the other 2 guys you want to highlight, since we're talking wide receivers, I wanted to follow up on the John Carroll guy that we talked about on Monday. How's he looked?
Yeah, he's continues to pop. I mentioned that Fields has been one of the top 2 or 3 receivers. I think you would put Tyron Montgomery from John Carroll right in that group as well. He's been one of the top handful of receivers here. I'm going to do a all Senior Bowl team that'll be up for Diehards at some point in the next couple days, and I think that he's going to be on that list. When you look at Montgomery, he made a nice catch down the field. He's got some vertical ability. So I'm excited to continue to see what he can put on film here today.
All right. Now, the highlights that I have seen from yesterday included the Malachi Fields catch, and then they also included an interception, I believe, to end practice by Jacob Rodriguez, who I believe you said is very clearly the top linebacker there.
Yeah, he's a player. I mean, look, he won basically every award a linebacker could win in college football this year. Was extremely productive. Was getting Heisman votes. He did everything he could for that Texas Tech defense. He's got a unique background as well. Goes to Virginia, ironically, just like Malachi Fields, as a quarterback, and was like a hybrid, Taysom Hill offensive weapon his first year. Transfers after that, goes back to Texas Tech and settles in on defense. And I mean, he's a big kid who's 235, 240 pounds. He looks athletic here, and he's been around the football a lot. He had a forced fumble in team period where he punched it out, a peanut punch. He had a bunch of those this season, but had one in practice and then ends it with the interception. The one critique you would have, if you go and you watch the interception, it was a diving interception to the ground. He immediately just jumped up and took his helmet off celebrating. It's no, man, you're in the NFL now. You got that ball's still live. But all the guys were all celebrating because it ended practice. So Jacob Rodriguez certainly is showing up here.
And then how about Jaden Ott, Fran? Is this a guy who has maybe changed your opinion on him at all?
Well, the thing with Ott is that he's been on the draft radar for 3-4 years. He was at Cal playing with Fernando Mendoza a few years ago, and everyone's this guy is going to be maybe a 2nd-round pick, 3rd-round pick, dynamic. He gets hurt in 2024, barely plays for Cal, so he goes back for another year and he transfers just like Mendoza. This day he transfers to Oklahoma, so everyone thought, he's going to be the lead back for Oklahoma. He was 3rd string, 4th string most of the year. He barely played for the Sooners, so got an invitation to come down here, and it was going to be a big opportunity for him. I think he showed up well. He's made some plays as a runner and as a pass catcher, but he was the best pass protection back in drills that I saw from that team in yesterday's practice. So Jaden Ott doing the little things needed that are going to be required to help his draft stock.
Any relation to Mel?
I don't think so. I'll dive deeper into the draft guide to confirm that.
Okay. All right. Well, before we let you go, Fran, what are you excited to watch today?
Yeah, I'm excited to dig a little bit deeper into these offensive linemen and defensive linemen. Obviously, I know a lot of Eagles fans are looking at who are some of these offensive playmakers. As I said earlier, the receiver class is just okay by Senior Bowl standards down here. So I'll tell you what. The tight end that we talked about the other day, Nate Borkacher, he's made some nice catches down the seam over the course of practice. So I'm excited. I want to see Justin Jolie pop a little bit. He's drawn a bunch of PI flags, but hasn't had that big catch yet. So I'm hoping that we can see him pop a little bit, the tight end from NC State.
So what's the next phase look like for you, Fran, now that practice is almost over? What's next in the draft guy itinerary here?
Yeah, I think it's so. Next will be focus on first will be all right. Like let's wrap up Senior Bowl notes. Make sure all that gets into the draft guide, so you can go in and you say like, all right, how did so and so do at the Senior Bowl? How did Malachi Fields look? Here's a 2 or 3 or 4 sentence blurb from Fran on how Malachi Fields looks. So every player that saw the practice field, I'll make sure I have a little blurb up on all those players, all the heights and weights, all updated, all that. And then after that, it's going to be all right. Who are some of the top underclassmen that I haven't gotten to yet? But I think the next thing will be a big board that'll come out. So I'll probably put that big board out in the next week or so. So that'll be the next area of focus for me.
All right. Well, Fran, we miss you. We're going to be away next week, so we're still not going to see you for another week plus. But good to see you. Good to see you this way. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk soon, guys.
Thanks, Fran.
All right. Thank you very much, Fran. Let's take a quick break on the PHLY Eagles podcast. Come back, get into what's going on with the Eagles and here. Used to never be ordinary at Bet365 until I messed up this ad read for the very first time ever. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it again. Because Bet365 has 90 million users worldwide and they live stream over 780,000 events each year with early payout offers across the NBA and NHL. And they've got a great early payout offer in the football bets you make, where if your team goes up by 17 points or more, you get paid out whether they win or blow the lead. Doesn't matter. Maybe your heart hurts if the Eagles blow a 21-point lead to the Cowboys. Your wallet, not so much. Breaking news from Bet365. New customers now get $200 in bonus bets, whether your bet wins or loses when you bet $5. Sign up, use the code PHLY365, deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. At Bet365, must be 21 or older and physically located in Pennsylvania. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Have you heard of our friends at Goldbelly? What is Goldbelly? Here's what you need to know. Goldbelly is this amazing site where you can get the most iconic, famous foods from restaurants all over the U.S., and it's perfect for game day, Valentine's Day, birthdays, whatever you got going on. And I have a special recommendation for the displaced Philadelphians among you. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to invite a bunch of friends over. Okay, you're going to have a party. It's going to be a cheesesteak tasting party because I know you miss the taste of a real good cheesesteak, and you can't get a proper cheesesteak outside of Philadelphia. So what do? Here's what you're going to do. You're going to get Joe's shipped to you. You're going to get Pat's shipped to you. You're going to get Jim's. You're going to get Campo's. You're going to get John's Roast Pork and Donkey's Place. Bring them all in and have everybody taste them all. Have a little party. Why not? That's varied options and a taste of home. Goldbelly is making it happen. Go to goldbelly.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code PHLY. Goldbelly.com, promo code PHLY for 20% off. All right, we're back on the PHLY Eagles podcast. How you doing, EJ?
I'm okay. Yeah.
Better.
Yeah, it's a loaded question. I'm excited, but I want to say this. I am excited to do the show. That is the constant.
Yes.
I would say. Yeah.
What's going on with the Eagles? Let's do that first.
Okay. Yeah. I think we talked about it.
You said before the show this morning, let's see. Hold on. Let's see if I can dig up this text.
The positive energy giver?
No. Oh. If news doesn't break before the show, which, if we're expecting.
Oh, no,
news,
don't read that. No, I'm not doing that anymore.
You're not going to?
No, I'm not.
You're not going to do that anymore?
I mean, I can give you a half-hearted, but no, I'm not going to.
Can I read what you wrote at least?
Yeah, you can read what I wrote. It's fine.
And this one is, you knew what you were doing.
Yeah, I knew.
This was not an unintentional.
I didn't stumble into this one.
Yeah, you said if news doesn't break before the show, I'm going to sell you some cooter today. So you're going to make the case that Bob Cooter, who was in for a second interview with the Eagles, would be a good resolution.
I could do that at some point in the show. Okay. We've got some interesting things to talk about, though.
Okay, you want to do the Vic thing instead?
Yeah, I think we should talk about the speculation around the coaching staff. I feel like that is probably pertinent above me selling you some Jim Bob Cooter here.
Okay.
So yeah,
pimping, obviously.
Ever since you could call it that. Ever since the Schefter speculation yesterday.
Yeah. Which was in our show yesterday, but maybe you didn't make it past. Maybe it didn't get to the part that was you watched. I don't know. A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. So I think we can talk through some of these possibilities that we talk through with more insight and with more. I think it's worth having another.
I just talked about it with Brandon Graham.
Yeah, I think
the
Vic
rumor
Fangio
is out
one
there
is the
that
one.
the all of this hinting could be about Vic Fangio deciding to retire.
Yes.
And that is not an unfounded rumor. It is something we have heard that is not definitely going to happen, but that it is a possibility.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
What I would say is that nothing is definitive. There's not a 100% here, but it's certainly on the table. I saw Mike Garafolo on Anthony's show this morning said that Fangio considered retirement last offseason as well. My understanding is like the way that I heard it put is like Fangio probably considers retirement every Thursday before noon, right? That there's always times during the season where he probably says to himself, this is it. He's 67 years old. He really made he didn't try to dress it up. When he took the job with the Eagles, he said he wanted this to be his last stop.
Yeah.
We have that quote, Lindsay. He said, when he took and during his introductory press conference, he said, "My kids live 2 hours south of here. My mother, who's 97, lives 2 hours north of here. So there's a lot of family considerations. I was a big Philly fan growing up in all sports, so it was a thrill for me to go to work every day at Veterans Stadium 40 years ago because I used to go to games all the time, and now it's going to be a thrill to come back 40 years later and hopefully finish it out here." So again, he had retirement in mind even when he took the job. Obviously, he's had 2 great seasons as the Eagles defensive coordinator. And I think that there is a real possibility that he will eventually make his mind up that he is going to retire and that the Eagles will have to find another defensive coordinator.
I think it probably goes without saying that is the single worst thing that could happen to the Eagles in the short term.
Yes.
This offseason.
Yeah. I mean, we talked a lot about how Vic Fangio was the glue that held it together last year. Obviously, there's this prolonged search for the offensive coordinator position, and depending on how that plays out, you might feel differently about the offense. But no, the Eagles are set up over the next few years to be a defense-led team, and Vic Fangio is a big reason why we feel that way. So no, it's a significant loss. He is one of the best defensive play callers of a generation,
Right.
And not for nothing, they'll be getting into this coaching carousel, or if he retires, they will be getting into this process much later with a lot of defensive coordinators off the board. So no, it is an unfavorable position for them to be in. But again, I do think it's important to balance it out by saying this has always been something that you would have had to bake in when you hire Vic Fangio.
Yes, but boy, would it make the Eagles organization look poorly run if, in conjunction with this offensive coordinator search not going the way that they wanted it to go, also the Vic thing happening in a way that clearly catches them off guard and shows that they weren't fully in lockstep with what Vic needed to do. We don't know the specifics of this.
I was going to say,
but then letting Christian Parker go, who may not have been the replacement.
So I've got 2 things there. The first thing is I'm not sure what the driving force for Vic's decision making is. So I want to be respectful to that because again, I'm not going to guess on what it is that made that would lead to him considering it this far into this process. So without knowing that, maybe that is a factor.
And also, he fully deserves to be able to make that decision on his own time.
Absolutely. So even if there isn't anything, he has earned the right to take his time making that decision. And it's the type of thing, like if Vic Fangio is considering it, you're not telling him I need the decision, in 24 hours. You're going to give him as much time as he wants because of the fact that you'd love to have him back. And I'm sure that the Eagles will, be, advocating for him to come back for another season. So with the Christian Parker, because I've heard this argument a lot, people saying, well, this can't be true because the Eagles wouldn't have let Christian Parker leave if Vic Fangio was considering retirement. The Eagles weren't really in a position to block Christian Parker from interviewing or taking a defensive coordinator job. And if you're Christian Parker, again, I just mentioned earlier that Vic Fangio has been he considered retirement last offseason.
Right.
If it's something that's been on the table for Vic for a while, if you're Christian Parker, you're not going to sit there and wait.
I mean, unless it is written in your contract that it is your job whenever
That's the
Vic
other
retires.
thing. That's exactly right. You're not going to sit there and wait for the possibility that they want to hire you as defensive coordinator on the possibility that Vic Fangio retires.
Of course.
So I don't think those things are as linked as people have been suggesting. I think, yes, if Vic Fangio had made the decision the day after the season, I'm hanging it up. I'm going to end it here. I'm going to retire. Then yes, the Eagles would have probably said to Christian Parker, like, yeah, you are one of the leading candidates. But even still, it's not a guarantee that he was going to get the job. So I don't think that that's a reason to say that this isn't going to happen. Again, I don't think that anything's 100% with this. I don't think it's imminent, but I do think that there's a real possibility, and I don't think that Christian Parker really factors into that.
Yeah. BG mentioned, Jim Schwartz has a possibility of bringing him back. He's obviously potentially available if the Browns let him out of his deal. It's interesting. It's a totally different scheme.
It is as big a departure on the secondary as you possibly could get, and also a humongous departure from the way the Eagles have been building their roster with Vic Fangio. You think of a player like Milton Williams, even though I know he's been a topic of conversation for us, but you think of Milton Williams and Bryce Huff, like two players that were on the team last year, that 2 years ago now, that Vic Fangio was okay figuring out how to build without. If you have Jim Schwartz, he is the exact opposite. He'd be like, I need 4 edge rushers. I need a deep rotation of disruptive interior rushers. I don't care about this. Don't draft a safety in the second round. Don't draft a linebacker in the first round. Like the team building has really departed from that. And I'm not saying that that's the reason you don't bring in Jim Schwartz. I think that the schematic side of it, I mean, it would be such, like, we have gotten so used to seeing the Eagles in odd man fronts with 2 high shell. Jim Schwartz could not be more different. We've seen the Eagles utilize a heavy zone coverage, quarters and cover 3 a lot. The Eagles could not be more different under Jim Schwartz. It will be man coverage, 4 down fronts, disrupting up front. It's going to change. It would change so much. And the last thing I want to say about it is that, well, 2 things. So the first thing is that, like, the Cooper DeJean role.
Cooper DeJean and Zach Bond all of a sudden become less valuable.
No, I disagree.
Really?
I think that Cooper DeJean, you put him in the Malcolm Jenkins role, and he'd be incredibly valuable.
Oh, interesting.
But he would not be, and shout out to Fran, because him and I talked about this. I don't want to act like I came up with it on my own. Okay. But no, I think Cooper DeJean, you play him in the Malcolm Jenkins role, but he's more of a safety than a nickel corner in that situation. Yeah. Zach Bond is the interesting one. I don't know. We'll talk through some other options here, and I know, like, for Eagles fans, Eagles fans are probably
starting to get a little bit too ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, but I mean,
these are the things you have to think about.
This is another time where I'm going to say, well, what do you think that they talk about in the building?
Yeah.
Like, we're not saying it's definitive. We're not like saying it's time to figure out what's next, but these are the conversations you have.
Clint Hurt, is also someone who's on the staff and has defensive coordinator experience. Nick Rallis is out there.
I've got some thoughts about Rallis, but go on. Let's keep going.
No, I mean, again, we don't have to put the cart too far.
Well, I mean, we can just list them. It's Sean McDermott.
Yeah.
And then
it's interesting because they, like, for instance, they have already hired Joe Casper.
Yeah.
As
the secondary
Christian
coach.
Parker's replacement. So they've already filled out some of the staff. Like, you would think that Jim Schwartz would want to bring people with him.
Yeah, and I don't know, like, Joe Casper again, like, 2 high shell.
Yeah.
Like, and now all of a sudden it's like, okay, now this guy is like the leading coach for single high structure in the NFL.
Right.
Like, that's a big departure.
You would probably think the same thing of Sean McDermott, that he would want to bring people with him, whereas Rallis might be more plug and play.
So I would say Bobby King, I had him on the list as well.
Okay.
I mean, just because I've seen him on the headset during training camp. He does have a pretty involved role on Fangio's staff here. To me, Rallis is the one that I would find that interesting. I think if you hired Rallis, obviously he was the Eagles linebackers coach under Jonathan Gannon. He's been the defensive coordinator for the Arizona Cardinals under Gannon and is now available. To me, he is like, it's funny because I've actually had conversations with people before, like when Jahad Campbell and Nakobe Dean were both healthy in the second half of the season. I had conversations with people about, like, well, if Rallis were here, would they just play like a 3-3-5, like a true 3 interior linemen, 3 linebackers, and basically play out a nickel the whole game. And I really do think that Rallis would look at those 3 linebackers, that trio of linebackers, and go, I could do something with that. So I mean, it would change a lot about what they do up front. It would be very interesting, though. So I don't know. I think Rallis would be kind of fun. Obviously, again, they're not going to do better than Vic Fangio.
I know
here.
you cannot overstate.
I'm going to keep saying it. You know,
importance.
I'm Mr. Qualify, so I'm going to qualify it every time I say it. But schematically, like, I think I would be more intrigued by how this defense would look with Rallis than I would with Jim Schwartz. The other thing with Schwartz is, like, did he leave the building on the best terms?
Oh, I think
that's
fine.
a fair question. Oh, you think it's fine? Okay.
I think it's fine. I think Jim Schwartz and Howie Roseman speak the same language.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Like, they can. Are they like? I mean, I don't know if you and I have this relationship, but are they the type that, like, they could have like a knockdown, drag out, like, yelling, like they could just be screaming at each other?
Yes.
And then the next day it's like, I love you, man. You're just the best.
I don't know that the "I love you, man" is ever coming.
Oh, it's
but
just
I think
like
it's
they have
like
an
they'll mother f you,
Yeah,
and then
okay.
well, you're good at your job, so that's fine.
Yeah, there's a mutual respect.
They appreciate being good at your job.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I just, listen, you cannot overstate the importance of Vic Fangio. I mean, they went from the worst defense in football to the best defense in football in 1 year.
Yeah.
It was the lifeblood of the team this year. Like, if that defense with the exact same personnel this year had, just pick a random defensive coordinator, they're probably very mediocre.
Yes.
And they are very talented, no doubt about it. But, like, some of the stuff you hear that maybe Vic's superpower is, like, just his play calling.
Yeah.
And to lose that is alone a significant thing. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, not an ideal situation.
Any other thoughts you want to get off your chest on this?
I mean, I hit on everything, I think. I want to harp on, like, the Eagles have changed the way that they build their defenses the last 2 years. And I don't know.
Could they at least get him to, like, evaluate free agents in the draft?
I mean, yeah, just watch every edge rusher in the NFL and be like,
Yeah.
you think that guy can play off-ball linebacker? Yeah. No, it would be a significant shift depending on who they bring in.
All right. Let's take another break. We'll come back with more here on the PHLY Eagles podcast.
Let's talk about Mars Men. For those of you out there dealing with energy crashes in the afternoon or maybe some unexpected weight gain, it's important to know you're not alone and that Mars Men may be the right solution for you. Going into the new year, you can turn the clock back and make things easier on your body the natural way with Mars Men, a potent and natural testosterone stack that optimizes your body's ability to forge usable testosterone. You may have heard about TRT as an alternative, but Mars Men lets you boost your testosterone without the weekly shots for the rest of your life. Go to their site and you'll get a 90-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk. And for a limited time, our listeners get 50% off for life, plus free shipping and 3 free gifts at mengotomars.com. It's a perfect way to kick off the new year strong. That's mengotomars.com for 50% off and 3 free gifts when you check out. After you purchase, just make sure you tell them that we sent you. I know it's cold outside. Maybe you're looking ahead to the summer, and it's really going to be an all-time sports summer here in Philadelphia. The World Cup is here. Maybe you want to go see Brazil in the group stages at the Link, maybe Morocco. But actually getting tickets to those games, that part can be pretty brutal. That's why the Game Time app is such a lifesaver. It gives the advantage back to fans with tickets to all the matchups that you care about. You can track price drops in real time, get alerts when seats open up, and grab tickets the moment they hit the app. And it's all backed by the Game Time guarantee. I promised my nephew I would take him to a Sixers game. It was his Christmas gift, and I can assure you that Game Time is the best place to go for those last-minute steals. They even send you alerts so you can snag new tickets first by following your favorite teams. Take the guesswork out of buying soccer tickets with Game Time this summer. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code PHLY for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code PHLY for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today.
Back on the PHLY Eagles podcast, Bo and EJ. Let's get to this breaking Eagles news here first.
Yeah,
EJ.
so let me make sure I got the attribution correct here. According to Jordan Schultz, the Eagles are bringing in Josh Grizzard for an in-person interview. This will be his second interview with the Eagles. He was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive coordinator last season.
We talked about him.
Mm-hmm.
At the time we talked about him, I think I said he was my prediction, like the guy who was most likely to get the job. I mean, if we're just talking the 3 guys they brought in for a second interview, he splits the difference.
I think he's the most interesting of the guys that have been brought in for a second interview. I will go as far as saying that.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I mean, Mannion is interesting in a different way.
Yeah, but Mannion is Mannion is a home run swing for a team that.
Yeah.
I mean, is in a situation where I don't know if they can afford the variance, and we talked about that. I think Josh Grizzard is very interesting. Again, I've said it on the show before. I think he is more well thought of in coaching circles and maybe from an external perspective, not necessarily somebody that you see a lot of cut-ups of their scheme online. But again, I do think that there is a respect for him and what he's done with Tampa's offense, even with a lot of the injuries.
I think so too. I think that would be a fine outcome.
And he's got play calling experience.
Not a home run. But you would think that, he has a year of having learned what not to do.
Yeah.
There's not quite as much of a, proven downside. They did have some mitigating factors. I don't know that he would be given the level of autonomy that some people want this next coordinator to have, nor would he necessarily bring that much of a staff with him. But I think it would be interesting. Yeah.
Now, what do you make of the Schefter report? He was talking on SportsCenter last night, and I don't know. I mean, he mentioned, I would honestly, my interpretation would be that it was intentional. He mentioned that, the Eagles have Nick Sirianni, who can always call the offense if needed. What did you make of that?
I think if I was an Eagles fan, that would terrify me.
Yeah, I've seen the argument, it's kind of like when Jeffrey Lurie put Chip in charge of personnel. It's either sink or swim, figure it out. I don't know if that's a good thing for people who want the Eagles to win a Super Bowl next year.
And I also, and that's why I don't think Jeffrey's doing that, because that Chip year was different. That was more you were at an arc in the franchise where it's okay, let's figure out if this guy is worth turning the whole thing around for.
Yeah, if you're a team,
it's being a head coach-led organization.
Right.
This is a team that is our Super Bowl window is probably closing.
Yes, if you're a team that is happy to go 9-7,
you can't waste
10,
a year.
10-7, 11-6,
proving a point.
Then fine. Yeah, exactly. But maybe the clarity long term is more valuable to you than the one season. But I don't think the Eagles are in that situation.
Totally agree.
Now the other report that we wanted to talk about was. Jeff McClain, my former colleague, reported that on his podcast, Uncovering the Birds, about Jeff Stoutland's role potentially being diminished midway through the season. Jeff Stoutland is obviously the Eagles' offensive line coach, but also has been their run game coordinator, and he had some of those responsibilities, according to Jeff McClain, he had some of those responsibilities taken off of his plate midway through the year. To me, I find that interesting because we hear so much talk about the net positive that Jeff Stoutland provides for a team as as an offensive line coach, the development of players that it's apparent what he's done to develop a lot of players on that offensive line, but the lack of motion, the lack of a run game that's married to the pass, I do think have sometimes tied into what the scheme that Jeff Stoutland runs. So especially we saw the Eagles using different formations and using more motion toward the end of the season. I do find that report very interesting.
I think it's very interesting.
Yeah.
First of all, and a good job by Jeff.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it didn't get any better.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, I mean.
So I think these two things are actually in conversation with each other where, I mean, you're going to tell me that Nick can be the play caller. Meanwhile, Nick made the decision to try to change the running game to no success. No, I don't know.
No, I completely agree.
Yeah.
I mean, and especially, this is one thing that I've been thinking about with the discourse around Jeff Stoutland, and this isn't about Jeff McClain's report. It's about kind of what led in, during the second half of the season, you heard a lot about does Stoutland deserve more blame for the way the run game looks? And, has Stoutland lost his fastball? I just feel like he earned more equity than that, than to have one bad season fall at the feet of the offensive line coach that brought you, Jordan Mailata, Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, so on and so forth. Like, to me, I felt like he deserved more credit for that than blame for the one season it didn't go well. And if Jeff's reporting, I mean, I am confident in Jeff's reporting here. I think that this even further reinforces it. I think that there is a chance that, again, maybe like the way that they operate in the run game isn't always conducive to like some of the modern elements we see from other offenses, the Shanahan, McVay stuff. But the Eagles had a historic run game with him as their run game coordinator 2 seasons ago at this point. So I do think that discourse probably went a little too far around Jeff Stoutland, especially with what we know now.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that puts his future here in question?
Well, I mean, it's a good question just in the sense, I think at this point in the offensive coordinator search, it's probably less so. But I do think that, especially if you're bringing in a McVay, Shanahan influenced offensive coordinator, I wonder if they, we've heard about the Cliff Kingsbury reservations. Like, I wonder if there is a hesitation or reservations from guys from that tree on how it works together. Like Kingsbury last year was, obvious or apparent because of Zach's reporting on that subject. So I think that if you were a good or offensive coordinator candidate, especially at this this time, where we are now with this search, where it's the Josh Grizzards and Jim Bob Cooters of the world. I don't think those guys are saying you got to get rid of Jeff Stoutland, and the Eagles are like, great. I think if Mike McDaniel had said it, that would have been a more interesting conversation. So I think he'll still stay on as offensive coordinator or offensive line coach. I wonder how the run game changes next season, depending on who they bring in.
You think Nagy's still in the mix?
I don't think you can discount him, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think you can discount him.
Oh, sorry.
No, you had back-to-back pods, man.
Worn down.
And yeah, it's been a long couple days.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We want to talk about that now?
I mean, I feel like we kind of have to now.
Well, no. Okay, a couple of things. 2 things we got to talk about. One, obviously, I am not prepared to talk about Dan McQuaid yet. I would like to do that. I need a little bit more time to get my thoughts together.
Yeah.
I am just heartbroken and thinking of him and his family, and a great friend of the show. So I think tomorrow we will talk a little bit about Dan.
Yeah.
The other thing, yes, the people in the chat are discussing the show a little bit less handsome, much less handsome than in the past. Not our news to discuss, but I will say 2 things. One is I think it's very fair to say that I have not heard from people anything they liked more about PHLY than our newsletter. It's like nothing that we do has a higher approval rating than that. Fantastic. I hope we get to see it again. And I think we've all probably been places where decisions were made above your head that you really, truly, frustratingly disagreed with and were angry about. So I think you can all respect that is the thing. Okay. That's good. We'll take a break.
Yeah.
We'll come back and gather our thoughts and talk more about the Eagles.
Really want Jordan Davis returning punts? What about Devontae Smith playing nose tackle? Of course not. It's not worth the risk, the time, or the money. You want to keep your stars focused on doing what they do best. The same goes for your business. You don't want your top people buried in operations, the tedious, time-consuming, redundant activities that wear the team down. Togo can help any business looking to reduce operating costs become more efficient or unlock more time for their best people. From customer service and accounting to order management, logistics, admin data entry, and even complex multi-step operational processes, they take it off your plate at a fraction of the cost. Each Togo program includes dedicated staff, custom automations, and US-based process engineers who act as your quarterback, giving you complete control total transparency, and instant efficiency. At Togo, you call the plays and they execute. Visit harnesstogo.com, scale smarter, work faster, and stay focused on winning. It's time to make your home work smarter, not harder. With a TrueMark Financial home equity line of credit, you can tap into your home's equity to handle renovations, upgrades, or whatever's next on your list. A TrueMark Financial HELOC Select gives you the flexibility to borrow when you need it on your timeline. You start with revolving line of credit, use only what you need, and when you're ready, you can lock in all or part of your balance at a fixed rate for predictable payments. You only pay interest on what you use, and as you pay it back, that credit becomes available again. No reapplying, no extra steps. With competitive rates compared to most unsecured loans and flexible repayment options, this could be a smart move for your home and your wallet. Learn more about TrueMark Financial's home equity line of credit at TrueMark.com or stop by one of their 24 branch locations to get started. TrueMark Financial is federally insured by the NCUA and is equal opportunity lender, NMLS 404938.
Back in the PHLY Eagles podcast from the Xfinity studio, let's get to your super chats. We start with Pat Phoenix, who says, if Vic leaves, how tempted would Jeffrey be to just fire Nick and bring in Sean McDermott to be the head coach?
I don't think that would be on the table.
Now, there's a guy who I think did not leave on good terms.
Yeah. You would probably. I'll defer to your reporting.
Of the ex-Eagles defensive coordinators available.
No. I don't know. I said it earlier. I'm going to keep banging the drum.
Yeah, but they're not firing Nick.
Yeah, and I really think Jim Schwartz would make sense from like a proven play caller. I'll be honest, I was really disappointed that Jim Schwartz was so disappointed with not getting the head coaching job in Cleveland, because I thought him and Todd Monken would have been very fun together. Like just two
the thing going around about
old
Monken
coaches.
when he was in Cleveland a couple of years ago,
No.
like talking to people before the game about how much he hates the organization, how much of a clown show it is.
Well, he's there to turn them around, right? So, no, I would have enjoyed those two as like a dueling curmudgeons. I think that would have been fun.
I think that would have been too long for Jim to be in the same place. I like Jim as a traveling defensive coordinator because it's more impressive when he then turns the defense around.
Yeah, that's fair. And if Vic Fangio retires, is Jim Schwartz like the new Vic Fangio? Like I guess he wants another head coaching opportunity.
I think Jim Schwartz's year-by-year track record is better than Vic's.
But Vic
is a totally different type of coach.
Part of being Vic Fangio is like being like when you hear, they need a Vic Fangio for the offense, which by the way doesn't exist. We talked about it on yesterday's show, or did we talk about this on yesterday's show?
I talked about it sometime. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like Groundhog Day, right? I'll look for it after I make this point. Being Vic Fangio, like the veteran defensive coordinator that's not going anywhere, actually Jim Schwartz isn't that. Jim Schwartz wants to be a head coach, so you don't actually have the the trust.
Yeah, but he doesn't get interviews.
Yeah, maybe he will. All right, so Mike Clay put this out on Twitter. I'll give him credit for it.
Michael Clay?
No, not Michael Clay. Mike Clay.
Michael Clay?
At Mike Clay NFL on social media.
Special teams coordinator, yeah. I know the Eagles coordinators. I know you think I'm divorced from the team, but
who's he be?
Zach Bond?
MC on Twitter. He has a spreadsheet where he keeps track of all of the different hires across the NFL. And if you look, this is bad showmanship for me because I just have it here. But if you look, there are I don't think there's a single play calling offensive coordinator that has been in their job longer than 2 years because of the fact that if you are a successful play calling offensive coordinator, you get snatched up, especially with this coaching cycle. And, if Vic retires, that is going to be somewhat the case on defense too. Some of it is a product of how much turnover there was this year. But that thing that we started to hear about when the Eagles fired Kevin Patullo, it doesn't really exist. It's kind of a myth. Like if you're
Pat
good,
Shurmur. Yeah, if they're really good, they're not going to keep their job.
Yeah,
you could find an old guy who can get you to 18th.
Yeah, yep, but not probably top 10. And if even an old guy, if he gets you top 10, he's going to get a job somewhere. Todd Monken just got a job.
That's fair. I don't know that Pat Shurmur's getting another job.
Did you did you see that Jim Bob Cooter is interviewing for the Giants job too? Apparently, I have to verify that. Or I don't like
that. Is the first smart thing the Giants have done in the past 15 years is trying to bait the Eagles into thinking that Jim Bob Cooter actually has a market. They need to offer him the job now.
That's
this
according
is the
to Peter
first
Schrager,
time
for the
they
record.
have been playing chess, not checkers, in forever. Great job by the Giants.
According to Peter Schrager, I want to make sure I give proper attribution.
That's a great job by them. Listen, I am very skeptical that John Harbaugh can change anything about that organization. But if this is the kind of stuff they're going to start doing, watch out.
5D chess.
Watch out.
I know what you're going to say, and I'll talk to Anthony about it tomorrow, and he'll say the opposite. Which job do you think is more attractive?
Well, I mean, what's your goal?
To be a successful offensive coordinator in the NFL? I know it's not that simple. If you're Jim Bob Cooter, you want to be a head coach.
On a year-by-year basis, this job is way better.
I agree.
But if you just want stability and to limit downside, then that job's better. Yeah.
Obviously, I agree.
But yeah, okay. Good job by the Giants. I'm very impressed by that.
Giant Cooter.
You got a reaction on Lindsay at least.
I can't read the names in the chat. I'm sorry, chat. I wish I could read them. I'm getting old, man. I got some doctor's appointments, some dentist appointments coming up. This is like take care of yourself season.
Yeah.
You got anything coming up? You taking care of yourself?
I got a dentist appointment that it's like 6 months overdue.
They're the best ones.
They're the best ones?
I mean, if you keep putting it off, they're the best ones. I just got a new toothbrush.
What do you mean?
I mean, I hate going to the dentist.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's good to just not do them.
Yeah. I just got a new toothbrush.
Okay. Congratulations.
My
Electric
wife's,
or what?
Yeah. Come on.
Okay.
What are we doing
Yeah.
here?
What am I, a caveman?
My wife's dentist, which is also my dentist, I guess.
Why would you then call him that?
Because she went and I didn't go.
Okay.
They told her that like the ones that just vibrate, I don't know why I'm doing this, but the ones that just vibrate,
I never get into the good stuff. Okay, let's talk.
the ones that just vibrate aren't actually good. Like,
You want penetration as well.
No. No, the ones that spin, you want them to spin.
Okay.
If they just do this, I shouldn't have done that on the show. If they just vibrate, then it's not good enough. Like, it's just a toothbrush. You want the ones that have the brush heads that spin.
Okay.
So we went to Costco the other day. We're snowed in. Got to do something. So we go to Costco.
Well, then you weren't snowed in.
Well, like we were working remote. We had our
Okay,
snowed in,
okay.
what was it called? That I can't remember.
What was what called?
We had a name for it.
Your wife's dentist?
My wife's dentist. It does sound weird. We went to Costco. They had those things on sale. I'm like, there was a 2-pack for on sale. I was like, yeah, snatch it up. It was great. So,
Have you used it yet?
Oh yeah. I mean, what am I not brushing my teeth?
Well,
yeah.
I don't know.
Used
Maybe
it
you haven't
multiple
unwrapped
times.
it yet. Okay. And what do you think?
I'm a fan. It's got 3 settings. It's got like easy, or it's got like sensitive, and it's got what they call whitening, which is just the second hardest setting, and then the third one that's like will like rip your gums off. So I aspire.
Really feels like we're just talking about vibrators now.
My head is never in the gutter like this. I mean, you guys can do what you want. If you guys want to take it that way, then that's fine. But I'm just sitting here talking toothbrushes.
Teeth are looking good.
Thank you. I got 2 weeks. Or no, I'm going not next week because we'll be at the Super Bowl, but the week after. I'm going to the dentist.
We, Rachel and I, we have the same toothbrush but switch the heads off. So
There's no way you're telling me the truth.
I don't know why you doubt when I'm just telling you the truth about something in my life.
That is so weird.
You guys use one toothbrush.
Well, it's the same. It's the
Why can't you just get another
we probably
body?
could, but what's the point? We just
Wait, what happens?
swap the
What
heads.
happens? Like next week, what are you going to do for a toothbrush?
Well, then I have a travel toothbrush.
Oh, yeah, you got to have a travel brush.
Yeah.
Of course. But
Gotta have the travel brush.
that doesn't absolve you from
That's-
only having one toothbrush. Like,
you-
It's-
Can
we
tell
have two
me-
toothbrushes.
What do you
It's
do
just
with
the,
that?
the
What do you
same
do with-
base.
you're going to make this weird. What do you do with the toothbrush head when it's not on the toothbrush?
It goes if mine is the one that usually stays on there. and then she'll swap hers in and swap it out.
What is that about? What is this
It's the
patriarchal
way-
nonsense?
Well, I
That's
agree with
also
you.
on her then.
I agree with you.
She doesn't buy herself just like another body. That's kind of on her.
Is it an expensive toothbrush?
It's an expensive toothbrush. It's not, it's not made out of gold.
I mean,
I think we probably could have another one, but we just, we just keep swapping out the heads.
I'm a very nice guy, and I am what I would consider a positive energy giver.
I agree with that.
So I'm going to let this slide. But the last thing I'll say about this is that
It's fine.
if the tables were turned, oh man,
I'm offering up the
would be
information. I agree
catching
with you. It's a
hell
little bit weird,
from the
yeah.
chat. I'd be getting people in my mentions. I'd have
Why?
discords, conversations
Well,
about.
listen,
oh
I'm
my
not
God, I
calling
can't believe you
it
do
two
that.
toothbrushes. I mean, I'm not calling it something that it's not. It's not the cake situation.
I think you
It's just an oddity of our house.
don't bring up the cake. I think that you should treat yourself. That should be a Valentine's Day gift that you buy for yourself in honor of your
For
wife.
myself.
Yeah.
I'll give her the new one.
Yeah, give her the new one. Tell her, honey, this is your toothbrush. We're not no more patriarchal. My toothbrush head stays on the toothbrush. I've never heard that before.
There you go. Super chat from Robert Myers, a very generous super chat. Says, this is to get Bo his own toothbrush. I'm sorry ALLCITY isn't taking better care of you. Unfortunately, I don't know that money's going directly to my pocket.
I mean, the spirit of it, though.
Yeah.
Thank you, Robert
Thanks,
Myers.
Bobby.
I gotta, maybe I need to start wearing glasses because I can't read that and you can. I thought I had good eyesight. Thank you, Lindsay. Lindsay just blew it up.
Very.
Now,
If only you guys could see the visual comedy of Lindsay here, who has just turned the
honestly, the show would
comments
probably
enormous.
be better if I couldn't see myself on it, you know?
I don't think it'd be better. You don't think you need the chats that big.
I definitely don't need them that big, but somewhere in between. It's
Are
not
you
great.
excited for Radio Row?
Yeah, I'm excited
Big
for.
pause.
Yeah,
Pregnant
well,
pause, as we call it.
yeah, I'm excited for Radio Row. I'm excited to. I mean, there's a lot of energy there, so I'm excited for that. I'm excited to do the show every day, as I always am. So yeah,
It's a fun energy. It is. It's a lot. It will be fun, but it is also the manifestation of the thing we've talked about: hating as a reporter,
yes,
bothering people,
yes,
and it's like just waiting and waiting and waiting to talk to like football C-list celebrity B and being like, hey, could you come on our podcast?
Yeah.
I'm coming on. And then you get
tough.
10 no's. It's just like, what am I doing here? But
yep.
it's fun.
No, it'll be really fun. It's always funny. I'm sure you've had this experience too. Like there will be like a random Eagles player, like on Radio Row. I can think of who I want to say, but I won't. I'll leave them anonymous. And like they'll see you, and you'll see them, and they'll be like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
And I'm always like, "What are you?"
It's the first
doing
time
here?"
they'll ever be excited to see you. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when the Eagles are in the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
it is always nice. Like it's such a media circus that when you're like one of the reporters, they see you and it's like a relief washes over them. Like I know this person. But yeah, when like a player is walking around Radio Row, it's always funny when like they are like, "Why are you here?" And it's like I am like a media member on Radio Row. Like you're the one that I'm surprised is here.
Yeah.
So should be interesting.
Now, I don't want to. We're not going to talk cake, but I want
We
to
can
talk.
talk
I
cake,
want to talk meta cake. Okay.
Meta cake.
So,
okay.
someone is suggesting, we ask everybody on Radio
CDP is
Row
correct.
about the cake. Yeah. And I had thought about that until I felt like the cake conversation went too far. I thought about like having a piece of that cake on set with us and just asking everybody. I don't think we need to rub that in your face. But my question is, did you talk about it with Julia? Did she know how much the cake situation had broken contain?
I think she was aware that it had broken contain. We didn't really talk about it. We both know what the state of the cake conversation is.
Okay.
I think she was probably annoyed at like the negativity about the cake conversation. Not on the show, the negativity online, but that is the internet. It's the nature of the internet. I was having a nice conversation. I hope he doesn't mind me sharing this with my good friend Jeff Nyberg, another former colleague named Jeff, and we were talking about like
Nibes.
the hyperbole that everything gets wrapped up in on the internet, and how We were talking about it in regard to the offensive coordinator search because we were debating about something. But yeah, and the Hall of Fame thing is another one. It's like not everything needs to be like a referendum on something. Like we can all just, disagree on cake. It's fine. Other things maybe we can't disagree on, but that's something we can.
Now, what I do wish happens, if indeed Bill Belichick is not getting invited, is that David Baker knocks on his door because he's not the president anymore. And so give him the fake out and make Bill think that it's David Baker.
Do you think Bill still thinks it's David Baker?
I think David Baker still thinks it's David Baker.
Maybe David Baker will make a comeback on the show.
Children. I mean, imagine that guy showing up at your door.
What did you do with the mask?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Come on, I need to know. I'm genuinely asking.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll ask you off air what you did with it.
What mask? From COVID?
What did
I
you
didn't
do
reuse the same COVID
with
mask.
the picture of David
You had
Baker
to get a
on
new
a
one,
stick?
otherwise it stopped being effective.
No, you and your wife just switch off your COVID masks.
I didn't know where that was going.
Yeah, we mask swap. Yeah.
Oh man. You want to ask about Unai Emery?
Hey, what's going on with Unai Emery?
Real Madrid are apparently interested in him.
Oh.
I'm not well. I saw that news this morning, and I am not proud to admit it. I went into a bit of a spiral. It's like the one place I think he'd go.
For 2 years at most, right?
Oh, don't disrespect Unai like that. Although Unai's his personality,
any big club like that.
yeah, they just churn through managers, and Unai's personality isn't well suited for them. You need to be a people manager there. You don't need to be a tactical genius. I think being a tactical genius there is actually bad for you, because those players aren't going to do what you want them to do.
Interesting.
You get to a certain level of prominence, you're telling Kylian Mbappe, no, don't do that. He's just going to do what he does, He's one of the best players in the world.
What do you do?
What do we do? My wife just finished Dune Messiah. She's very excited for the next movie.
I've had a pretty good stretch of watching movies lately.
I have not. I need something new to watch. I need the chat to tell me what to watch.
Went to see the late showing of Marty Supreme the other night. Only person in the theater. What a lovely
Oh,
experience.
you went to the theater.
It's great.
I'm looking it up. I want to see
stretch.
what the what's it called?
That was Marty Supreme. It's great. I've had about a week and a half stretch of maybe
Oh, it's
every other
Timothy.
night or so.
Ooh, 93% on Rotten Tomatoes.
At
Wow.
midnight, I'm shooting a text to Sean Syed and just saying the name of the movie I just
Flex.
watched.
And
And
you
then
can
we
include
and then
me
we
on
have,
these.
Then we have a nice conversation.
Wait,
for
so is this
15
this is
minutes.
in theaters right now?
That
Marty
way,
Supreme?
yes. Yeah.
I might go see this. I love a Timothée Chalamet. That guy, man. He's like an
Timothée.
everyman. What?
I like the way you said Timothy.
Oh, do you not say it like that?
No, it's just pronounced Timothy.
Is it actually? Wow.
Lindsay's losing it.
I knew
Lindsay's
you
dying.
wouldn't let it go. I was just hoping.
This is the
Timothy.
most I have ever seen Lindsay laugh.
Some days you just need a good laugh.
I thought it was Timothy. It's spelled Timothy. Timothy.
Oh man,
I thought it was Timothy.
Do you guys know who he dates?
I know who he dates.
I actually do.
No.
That's
That's the pop culture section of this show. Good segment.
I know. It's funny because we were watching Instagram Reels yesterday, and one of them is your husband shouldn't know who these women are. And I knew,
Stupid stuff.
well, it's obviously,
I
yes,
know,
it's brain rot, but whatever. And I knew all of them, and I knew the one.
Should we do that on Radio Row? You shouldn't know who.
No, we should not do that on radio.
Who Cameron Latu
Dude,
is.
yeah. Honestly, I can lend the Cam Latu laminated totem if you'd like.
You should know who.
But I
Dylan
knew
McMahon is.
two of them because of the fact that they date athletes. I was like, oh, that's Justin Herbert's girlfriend.
Don't know her name.
I don't feel like I need to say who she is.
Okay.
Don't know anything else about her.
You don't want to give her the pop?
I know that she's Justin Herbert's girlfriend. That's
Okay.
about all I know.
Who was the other one? You said you knew two.
It's Kylie Jenner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was a little worried I was going to get the wrong.
No, I
I
meant you
might have
said
got the
you
wrong
knew
first
two
name.
athletes'
Well,
girlfriends.
Kendall dated Ben Simmons, right?
She dated a couple NBA guys.
Well, when she dated Ben Simmons, I was invested because Kendall Jenner was watching Overtime. Oh, man, I got everybody.
You're a
You're
minute
a whole
early.
minute early.
No. Oh, we started
scared me.
late. I can't read the thing. I thought it said 59. I can't read it. But yeah, I was like, Kendall Jenner's at the Sixers game. She's
never mind
courtside.
Again, we were on top of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, don't try things. Just stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we can see ourselves in like Ultra HD.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
What's the best movie you've seen lately?
I haven't watched a movie in a while.
I just watched The People We Meet on Vacation on Netflix.
Oh, I've heard okay things.
Just like a classic rom-com. It was good.
Okay.
I'll tell you what movie I watched most recently in Bovertime. Nailed it.
Perfect.
Just nailed it. Wow.
Beautiful.
That was like when you did 4 game predictions pre-game, and it was like you're gonna hit one of them if you just keep doing it.
I'm not sure I even did.
Just 60 minutes of overtime.
I watched The Woman in Cabin 10 or whatever it is. That movie stunk. I mean, my God. I got to start texting Sean for movie recommendations. It was like fine. It was like something to watch. Like, it's got a twist and it's like, oh, who could have seen that coming? But yeah. I've been watching Hijack with Idris Elba. That's good.
I watched Stranger Things last night. Well, I fell asleep halfway. My husband was watching it.
Like,
I've never
when you say
watched.
you watch Stranger Things, like the first episode?
No. He's watching the new season, but I've never watched one episode.
Nice.
So I was super confused.
It's good to just parachute in on a show like that and be like, this sucks.
I was just like, does Elle still have powers? Like, that's the one thing I know, that she had powers.
It was just an accident. That's what was really good.
Stranger Things had a stretch where it was good.
The first season.
First season was good. Fourth season was very good. The rest of it, fine.
See Begonia. I liked Begonia.
Is that a movie?
Yeah.
I saw Zootopia 2 in theaters
Ooh, I'm looking forward
like
to
a month ago. And that goat one with Stephen Curry
I haven't seen
looks
that.
good. The cartoon kids movie, but looks funny.
Good stuff here. Anything else anybody wants to talk about?
No, Aston Villa are on, so excited about that.
No wonder you said you couldn't to that meeting. All right, that'll do it for the PHLY Eagles podcast. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We will talk to you again tomorrow at 2 o'clock. We will be back. Maybe we'll have news. Maybe not. Super chat from Shay, just in time. Were AJ and Jalen friends when Devin White sent the text? That's a good question.
Who's to say,
It would be
really?
funny. It would be funny if Devin White was like, parachuting in as we're the leaders of the team, not realizing that these other two guys didn't like each other. And he's just being a nuisance to them. It's funny.
I don't know. It would be funny. What if it was his fault the whole time?
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody. As always, we love you.
We all silly like the mayor.